In regards to upcoming rewards, all right? In regards to upcoming rewards, we got to figure out what we want to do because yesterday I came up with a new idea instead of just doing DSP tries it food constantly, and everyone shot down the idea and said it was terrible. All right. But then when I asked, what's an alternative? No one came up with anything viable whatsoever. It was all stuff that we've already been through that we know we can't do. Go to another room of your house and vlog. No. Go cook in your kitchen. No. Do IRL content. No. Do fan online lobbies. No. These are all things we've already discussed. You know why we can't do them. I'm not going to risk things because you want me to basically do stuff that's irresponsible. All right? It is. If I do a viewer lobby, the trolls will just come and ruin it for everyone and make it just a waste of everybody's time, and it will disappoint the true fans and viewers. If I show shit in my house, these morons will try to do things to hurt me and my family by trying to mine data about the shit in my house and do messed up stuff. We've already talked about this a million times. That's why I'm not going to waste my time on it. All right? Now, I would like to either have valid suggestions on things that can be done in this office. Like, for example, one week we did a Lego night. That was perfect. But now Lego night, we're already doing them. In fact, I'm actually planning on bringing back Lego night next week. I would like to start building the piranha plant Lego that we have that's been sitting over there for many weeks. I think it would be cool to bring it back next week and start doing chill nights of that again. All right. So the question is, what should we do for these nights or for these rewards? Excuse me. So here's the thing. If no one comes up with a good idea, I told you my idea, no one liked it, then we're just going to keep doing the food. Because the truth is, it's not like we're slowing down on support because we've been doing DSP tries it. It's quite the opposite. This year has been one of the most supportive years I've ever had. And we're only in April. So why on earth would I stop doing what's working because we have a vocal minority of people who scream that it doesn't work? In fact, I would almost suggest the people who complain about it are people who don't want me to succeed, but that's why they scream like that, to make me think that what I'm doing is wrong, and I'll change, and then people don't like the change. I'm just saying. That seems to happen quite a lot these days. These LARPers who come in and pretend to be fans and viewers, but they're literally just suggesting things that are worse for me. Okay? So, I would like to hear some suggestions, but in the meantime, since DSP tries it is working, all right, what should we do for the next DSP tries it? Because we're already a goal in. We're about to hit another goal on this stream, and I like to have the rewards lined up so we all know what we're working toward, as opposed to, oh, we figure it out at the last minute, okay? So, do we know of any new offerings from any food places right now that I could get for the next DSP tries it? If not, then what I'll have to do is what I do from time to time. I look at local restaurants, I look at ethnic food from around here, and I try to see what I can get that's basically specific to where I live, as opposed to doing some kind of a specialty menu or new item from a chain restaurant. So, what do you guys think? A local food? I think some people like the local foods, but the thing is, they don't always do as well. When I do something local, usually, unless it's something crazy, like for example, Katsu Burger did really well because that was just wild, giant burgers that really were good for the camera, and everyone enjoyed how that looked and everything. It was unique. But it was like, for example, I did Venezuelan food, and people didn't really care for that, right? Greek food we could do, but we've already done it. Um, Here, let me take a look at various different things. So Burger King has nothing. Wendy's has a Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. A little attitude meets a lot of sass. Add that to seasoned chicken, pepper jack cheese, crispy onions, pickles, lettuce, and spicy mustard. It's literally a chicken sandwich with the different topping. It's like I said, it has the onions with mustard and pickles and a spicy. It looks like it would taste good, but it's not necessarily something so new or special. You know what I mean? They also have frosty swirls and tangier twist lemonade. Want to get fancy Frosty fans? Meet Frosty Swirls, your favorite treat now with a twist. Strawberry brownie batter and caramel. Here's the problem with Frosties at Wendy's. You guys may not know this. So when I was growing up, okay, I used to go to Wendy's on the way back from my godparents' house. So my family would go to my godparents' house for like holidays and special events. And on the way back, there was always a Wendy's there. All right. And that Wendy's, we would always stop and get a Frosty on the way home. The Frosty back in the day, first of all, was only one flavor. There wasn't vanilla, chocolate. It was just Frosty. And the Frosty was malt flavored with a little bit of chocolate, but it was mostly tasting like malt. If you don't know what malt tastes like, I don't blame you. Almost nothing today tastes like malt anymore. It's like there's been some weird unspoken effort to like phase malt out of flavors of desserts. Almost nothing has. I think the only thing that has is like Whoppers or Maltesers. There's like the only thing that have malt flavor. Everything else is gone. But malt used to be very popular back in the day for flavoring for like ice cream and things like that. So the Wendy's Frosty used to taste like malt, and it would actually be like a brownish color, so similar to chocolate. But let me tell you something. The Frosty was so dense and so cold. You would take your spoon and try to stick it in. Your spoon would get stuck hard in there. And then when you actually scooped it out, you would actually see ice crystals in the Frosty. All right? So whatever it was they were doing back then, it's drastically different from what they do today. When you get a Frosty today, it's just vanilla soft serve ice cream, and it's not good. It actually melts instantaneously. My wife and I have tried to order Frosties from a Wendy's that's 1 block away. It takes 5 minutes to get here, and when it comes, it's already half liquid. So unless you're going to eat that Frosty instantly, sadly, these Frosty Swirls probably would not be good. I would like to try one. For example, they've never had strawberry before, but I bet it would taste terrible because it would just be like a melted, liquid rather than a good shake. So, all right, so Wendy's has 3 items: Cajun Crunch Chicken Sandwich, Tangerine Twist Lemonade, and these new Frosties. So Wendy's is definitely a candidate because they have something new, okay? Big old biddies. It's cool you do food reviews. I'm curious, how are you balancing it with your gout diagnosis? First of all, I don't have a gout diagnosis. You get a diagnosis when you first learn that you have something. I was diagnosed with gout 10 years ago. For you to say it like that is idiotic. So stop saying stupid shit like that. That's number 1. Number 2, I haven't had a gout flare-up. No exaggeration. I haven't had a gout flare-up in something like 3 or 4 years. And even when I had it, it was so minor, it was gone within half a day. Why? Because I'm not doing the things that would cause me to have a gout flare-up. I'm not constantly eating red meat or shellfish. I'm not constantly drinking, which exacerbates it when you have it. I'm not doing the things that cause it. So why would I have a flare-up? I will still have a chance of having a big flare-up of gout for the rest of my life. So if I have a week where within 1 week, one day I have steak, one day I have burgers, one day I have shrimp, one day I have lobster, and then at the end of the week, I decide that I'm going to have ribs, I'll probably have the worst gout flare-up of my life. But it's not something that actively affects me day to day. It's only if I do those bad things over and over and over that I really get affected. And in fact, that's how I found out about it, is because I wasn't taking care of myself a decade ago. I was eating unhealthy. I was doing the wrong things. That particular week that I had my very first ever gout flare-up and I learned that I had it, I had had steak one day. I had had burgers one day. And then for my birthday, I went to a tropical restaurant and I had a ginormous appetizer of fried shrimp. And then I had some kind of like seafood for dinner as well. So within like 3-4 days, I just kept eating that stuff that I had no clue I wasn't supposed to eat. And if I remember correctly, I had drinks too, because it was my birthday. So I had drinks too. So it was everything bad at once. And that's when, boom, it happened. And that was exactly 10 years ago right now, actually. Yeah, because it was on my birthday, 2015. So 10 years ago is when I first had that diagnosis. And since then, I've done my best to change my lifestyle and it's worked. Now I just doesn't affect me anymore because I don't constantly do like in 1 week's time to give you some perspective here. Okay. In 1 week's time, what did I eat? Well, let's see. We had a chicken Caesar salad one day. Okay. Then, yes, I ordered the Popeyes. So we had that. But this week we're having turkey sloppy joes. We're going to have some pasta with marinara sauce. Nothing there. Oh, and what did I have the other day when we ate out? I told you guys, but now I've completely forgotten. Oh, dim sum. We had dim sum. And yes, the dim sum did have some pork and some shrimp. So there you go. In the entire week that I've eaten, out of all the days that I ate, only one day did I actually have stuff that would be considered me being at risk for gout. So that's why it doesn't affect me anymore. Literally every meal that we have as a home cooked meal, we end up doing either turkey or chicken every single time because that way we stay away from the stuff that's bad for me. And by the way, I've told you guys this because a lot of people don't get it. They'll be like, oh my God, how could you eat turkey and chicken every meal? Don't you ever get tired? Here's the God's honest truth. I swear I'm not trying to sugarcoat this or make it sound better than it is. When you stop doing something in your lifestyle habits, you actually stop desiring it. Like there was a time in my life that I craved steak, I craved burgers, I craved red meat, like beef, all the time. I literally don't crave beef anymore. I don't. Like, actually, if you were to ask me right now, would you prefer to have a big club sandwich with turkey, lettuce, tomato, mayo, stuff like that? Or would you prefer to have a burger? I would actually say I like the turkey sandwich. I'm serious. A well-seasoned chicken, I crave more than beef. I just don't desire beef anymore. It's actually gone away. I go to restaurants all the time. They have steak. I never get a steak. I don't want it. I'd much rather have something else. I don't know. Like I said, when I took it out of my routine of what I do normally, the desire went away. And so the temptation's not there. And now I don't really have to worry about it anymore, which is great, by the way, for the record. Okay. Someone tipped $1, says, what about a trip where people fund a trip to the movies so you can see the Minecraft movie? I don't want to go to the movie. I have absolutely no desire to go to the movies. I don't want to go to the theater with all those people that are going to be screaming and acting like idiots. I don't want to sit there. I'd rather just get it at home once it's on demand. So appreciate the idea, but I don't want to go to the movies. Okay. Someone tipped $1. Listen to this. You should get a curl bar, and every time someone tips you a certain amount, you do a curl. Well, what about just get 2 dumbbells, 2 free weight dumbbells? And then let's say, okay, for every I don't know, every $2 tip or super chat, I'll flag So if I do 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you owe me $20. No, I don't think we're gonna do that. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is actually a good suggestion. I will agree. This person says they tipped $1. They said you should try something from Wingstop. Wingstop has crazy stuff like atomic wings. I've never got Wingstop ever. Hold on a second here. I've never had Wingstop in my life.